Hi there, this is Kristen Harms. Today we're going to take just a little bit of time to talk about interactive choice boards. Interactive choice boards, you want to start with the right template. It's so easy to use Google Slides to go through each of the stages or steps that you want students to choose from. Slides Mania, where I actually got this template, is an excellent place to pull resources. So choice boards are exactly as they sound. They give students the freedom to decide on learning activities that interest them and challenge them to understand the content. And they're an excellent resource to use in virtual learning. So what I want to show you is in a choice board template or layout that you use on Google Classroom, you can create buttons within each slide. So as I click on the number 1, it's going to take me to a slide that matches this same symbol. I can go back to my slide before, and I can keep bouncing back and forth. So for your activity 1, you can put your title at the top, and you can add your text. If you're using a template, you can write a description of what they should be doing. You can add a lesson, like adding a video. Also, if you have Moat as an extension, you can add an audio recording directly into your slide and give students those directions or next steps. You can add shapes that take you directly to external links, and we will go through that next. So for another activity, you can make choice boards on a certain topic, just a book, or tying it into a discussion that you're having. So again, students on this slide would have the opportunity to go back to that main slide, to listen to a recording, to watch maybe a video that I have embedded or something that I created for my students. So there are so many great ideas online that teachers are just sharing with one another. There's really no reason to even reinvent the wheel every time. Choice boards also don't have to be fancy. It can truly just be a table to where they're clicking on the different spots where they need to go. So you can spend as much time as you have or interest in spending. I'm a big fan of focusing on one task or subject at a time and then knocking out multiple weeks of that work. So here's an example of one Bitmoji classroom. Those have been pretty popular, but you can click on the book that this teacher's reading, and it's going to take you into a document that has all different things to work on. Another option that you can use is you can even have your own virtual makerspace. This was one that I just found online, so it's still just a slide, but each slide is going to take you to an external link. Excuse me. Another option that you could have is that students are encouraged to do a certain path to be able to get an example here, tic-tac-toe. So I could arrange the tiles in this table to make sure that it's really what I'm wanting the kids to work on or to get a different activity each time. So this one goes over 3 different subject areas, or I may put something that I want really all my students to have access to and hopefully interact with in strategic spots based on wanting them to get a tic-tac-toe. If you download a template like this, you'll notice that it already has it set up to take you to other slides, or you can create your own template or background and add those buttons. So if I click to add a new slide, I might want to, let's say if I'm using one like this that's blank, I can go ahead and insert a shape. So if I wanted to add a shape, let's say I go to this rectangle. I can put this right here, and now I have this shape that I can make transparent, make this transparent. So now if I'm wanting to have this shape be a button, I can just click on my shape. I can click on my link, and I can have it go to a slide in this presentation. So if I want it to go all the way down to slide, let's have it come down to slide 6. So if you notice now, when I click on it, I have the choice to go to slide 6. Now, if I were looking at it as a student also in presentation mode, and I click on it, it still is going to take me to slide 6. And my go back took me back to the other slide. So anything I want to put on there, I can have it link. So if you notice here, it will take me back to slide 3. And if you notice the little slide numbers over to the side. If I want to change my layout, let's say I'm going to change my layout this way. And so my grid takes me to this slide. Remember, I can always add that button to go back. I can click here for Moat. Moat is going to record audio. It's just an add-on that works with Google products. So when I click on this, it's recording. I just have 30 seconds to give directions, and students can quickly realize that when they see the speaker, they want to click on it to hear directions. As soon as I click close, it's going to think it's done, and I can insert it. Abracadabra. Sometimes you might get an error message, and if that happens, so if you notice my buttons right up here, if I get an error message, Moat will also turn purple, which is kind of cool. But if I get an error message, it will still go ahead. Sometimes it's a little finicky. It is still go ahead and put the audio in your drive. So you can still upload the audio that way by clicking Insert, Audio, and then if I look at, and so this one's named to this slideshow, but all this other audio that I've created, all these other Moat audios, I'd be able to find it in here. And again, it says what slideshow or document it came from. So I can add that. I could add a recording. If I'm going to add a video, of course, you can add an image and link anything to that. If I want to add a video, all I need to do is click on video. I can search a video that I have in my drive. So if I have a certain slide that I want to use, I can search for it or just go by recent. So now that video is going to be in the slide. I can also insert a YouTube video. So I can search YouTube, or let's say I have a video open that I've created that I know I want to share. I can just copy the link and then go to my URL, and now you have that video. So I can really add any shape that I want. So if I can even search for an image and choose go back, So let's say this is going to be my icon. It's nice also to continue to use the same icon so students always know if I see this arrow or the words go back, it's going to tell me what to do. So again, if I want to do something with this, let's say I do want this arrow to take me to another site, I can click on that button and I can just paste the link here. Or again, my other option is I could have it take me back to a specific site. So now that would have become my go back button. So a lot of options, a lot of just organization so that students have choice, but you're still teaching the content and skills that you're wanting to teach. But really it's endless and it can be as easy or as creative as you want it to be. Again, this is Kristen Harms, and thank you so much for your time today.